Living off the interest from your savings account with millions of dollars in it when you retire is a great idea. But for most of us, that's not reality. Roughly 50% of us will retire with less than $100,000 in savings, and many of us will retire with no savings at all. So, what other options do we have? My name is Louie. I'm a 61-and-a-half-year-old heavy equipment operator, and I'm planning my retirement. In this video, I'll show you the ways I've been lowering my expenses, and I'll show you the multiple streams of income that I'm setting up so I can afford to retire. If you have other creative ways of financing retirement, please leave them in the comments down below. There are many of us looking for ideas as we approach this stage of life. My current income is about $8,000 a month, and my goal for retirement is to replace about 50% of that. So my goal is $4,000 a month. And how will I live off of $4,000 a month? First of all, let me tell you that when I retire, nothing will change. I'll live in the same house that I've lived in for decades. I will be able to afford all of the same things that I was able to afford while I was working. So how will I be able to afford to live off of half of my income when I retire? Here's how. By the time I retire, my mortgage will be paid and I will own my house outright. Any other large expenses will be paid off. Like I have another loan for a roof and for solar, that will be paid off. I will no longer be putting money into my 401k, and I currently put a pretty large percentage of my weekly paycheck into my 401k, so that will also be covered. My truck is paid for. As a matter of fact, my truck's been paid for many years, which is really helpful at this time in my life. The last couple years of my work life, it's super helpful not to have a car payment because now I can allocate that money that I would be paying towards a vehicle to pay off other expenses. So that's really the reason that I don't need to replace my work income at 100% when I get into retirement. How will I earn the $4,000 or $5,000 of income that I'll need in retirement? This is how. First of all, if I retire at the age of 62, my Social Security will be about $2,000 a month. If I wait until 65 or 67, that number will increase to 3,000. And then if I wait even longer until age 70, that number will increase to 4,000. So let's say that I retire at the age of 62, just for the purpose of that Social Security number. There's $2,000 of the income that I need to make. I will make another $1,000 from my 401k. I'll draw 4% of my 401k, which will give me a monthly income of about $1,000. That brings it up to $3,000. My house is a two-family house, and so I have an apartment that I rent out for $1,500 a month. This is huge for me because once my house is paid for, then it's just positive cash flow with that apartment that I have. So that'll bring my income up to $4,500 a month. And then my plan is to have a part-time job. I really feel like I'll need a part-time job in retirement, especially for the first decade or so, because I want to stay socially connected to my community. I feel like it's important for me mentally and emotionally to have a connection with other people at work. I'm talking about a really low stress job, like can I bag groceries at the local grocery store? Um, so my plan for that is to work 3 days a week, maybe 6 hours a day, just to make sure I'm getting out of the house. that will cover another $1,000 a month for me. So totaling with those four, with Social Security, with a 4% draw from my 401k, with my apartment, my $1,500 from my apartment, and with $1,000 from a small part-time job, my income will be $5,500, and I have no doubts that I can live very well on $5,500 a month. That will ensure that I have fuel money for my RV to take me around the country whenever I choose. So I'm just putting this video out because I want to bring up a conversation that many of us don't have this option of drawing interest from a $1 million savings account. We just have not gotten ourselves to that position with that kind of money. So so how are we going to, 90% of us don't have that kind of money as we retire. So how are we going to move forward? And I think that these creative ideas are really important for a lot of us. So please leave comments down below with your creative ideas for approaching retirement, your financial ideas for approaching retirement. If you got any value out of this video, please hit the like button, and I'll be making more videos just like this as I approach my retirement. So subscribe. Hope you have a great day.